So one of my first hobbies, actually it started really while I was studying at university, was to collect favors from people. And how I did that, I helped them. So every time they needed some help, I asked them, you know what, can I help you? And I never wanted anything in exchange for it. A lot of friends of me ask me, why the hell are you doing this? Like, there are so many people taking advantage out of it. They know, yeah, there's Alex, he can help you for free. He's working for free all the time. But I always saw it as an investment to the future. I saw it as a currency. I pay in my karma account. And I always was convinced that sometime in the future, I'll get it back. So yeah, there was always, as he mentioned, this altruistic thing. It was always this child in me, because kids, they are altruistic. They love to help people without wanting to get anything back. And when I was a kid, I decided never to grow up, and I kind of stick to it. And a lot of friends make fun of it, but now it helps really. A big consequence of this was that I was always broke. Like, I never had money. Like the typical student, and I'm still living right now like a kind of a student, I would say. But I always believed in the good of everything, so I knew it will turn out to a better at some stage. And yeah, what also happened that a lot of friends, took advantage of this and fooled me. So it also happened that I was in front of court. And it was really a difficult time, but I always believed in the good. I said always, like, one time the good things will happen. And my friends always told me, yeah, you know what? You're now at the bottom line. From now on, it goes upwards. Next day, my car broke. And I said, you see, it goes deeper, even farther. And they said, but now you're on the bottom. And then it went down again when I was in front of court. And then my friends stopped telling me this crap, because there's no bottom line, by the way. But it changes. And a lot of friends always ask me, like, how can you be so happy? Like, how can you be so convinced that everything will turn out good? And I said, you know what, I have a trick. When I'm really depressed and down, I sit at home in my apartment, and what I not do is think back in the past and think what I could change and how my life would look like. I always thought back and said to myself, like, all these failures and all this stuff that happened to me, like, what can I learn from it? And yeah, because just thinking how it could be better is a waste of time. So that's what I did. And a good trick was always to just turn on the TV. I watched the news, and there are so many depressing news around the world. Like right now in Gaza, in Syria, in Lebanon, everywhere in the world, there's so many people suffering. And I always imagined what would happen if the next breaking news in this TV show would be, you know, Mann from Carinthia, he had to eat spaghettis for 1 week because he had no money, like just spaghetti for breakfast and dinner and lunch. And then I thought, that's so ridiculous. Like, why am I depressed? There's so many, like really a lot of other people who are even in a worse position than I am. So that kind of helped me, and that built me up all the time. And I said, because I was convinced there was no bottom line. So there are people that are far underneath me. So I have quite a fine life anyway. I have a roof, I have food, and that's it. Although it's sometimes just spaghetti. Yeah, and I always had to do some hard decisions. And what helped me a lot was a TEDx talk last year from Chris Eggenberger. He's right here in the audience. Yeah, he had a talk about how to become a fearless warrior. And I watched your talk, like, I think 3 times, and I sent it to all my friends. And the talk is about how to overcome your fears to do what you really want to do. Because a lot of people, they think they know what will happen without trying it. And they're sometimes really scared just to do it, to dare and to do. And yeah, it helped a lot, so thanks for that. So when I came back to Carinthia, to my hometown, I started my company there. First worked for other company, for Business Club. And then I decided to make my own startup, what I did. And the thing was, when I came to Carinthia, it was like, I wanted to be surrounded with inspiring, creative people, like we meet here at the TEDx in Pannonia. And that was missing for me. That was so hard to find a community there where I could connect. So I decided I would not just argue around, I would just do something. And so I started to build up my own community in Carinthia. I'm not the first guy doing this, I'm not the only guy doing this, but I brought TEDxKlagenfurt to Carinthia. We have the second TEDx this year. We organized the first Startup Weekends together, so we're a whole bunch of people who want to change something in Carinthia. And there are a lot of different stories we are doing right now in Carinthia to build up a community. And one thing is to break down the borders to Slovenia and to Italy. We had 3 Startup Weekends already. And the next Startup Weekend will be in February and will be the first trilateral Startup Weekend with Slovenian and Italian and Austrian guys all together starting to build up startups in a mixed group. So that will be the next plan. Yeah, failure is always that thing, because I think it's better to know how it's not working than to think that you know how it's working. So I always saw failure as something positive. I tried always to learn from it. I listened to stories from my friends, what they did wrong. And they were like sitting at home really depressed. And I was like, okay, at least now you know how it's not working. So go on, stop crying around. And it's like in school or in your career, the thing that people see, like that newspapers write about you, is always the end of your journey, like almost the end of your journey. It's always just a success, but they don't see all the failures, all the long way you had to go to reach it. And it's kind of like a lot of times people will feel that they're sailing against the wind. We have a lot of sailing boats around here. I always took this as an inspiration, because you need the wind to get to your goal, like when you're on a sailing boat. So you're cruising against the wind to reach your goal. Without wind, you will never get this goal. So be happy that you're sailing against the wind. And for the smart guys of you, sailing is far cooler than going on a motorboat. Yeah. But you never have to forget to have these small joys in your life, because a lot of people are just sacrificing, as you told in your first speech, in the previous speech. They're sacrificing and they don't do anything good for themselves. And I always tried to find small things that have a value for me. So as I said, I always ate like the cheapest spaghetti, but I always had the most expensive olive oil in my kitchen. I love to go rather to the farmer to just buy like 2 potatoes than go to the shop and buy like a kilo of potatoes, because that's just worth of it. And one point is also, I used my toothbrush for 2 years, but I always had like 4-layered toilet paper, like always. And I think that's really important to get yourself motivated, to be happy about the small things. And when you have a lack of money, the small things get really important in your life. And yeah. And what I found out when friends of me invited me for a birthday party, for example, and in Austria you have this culture, you have to bring a present. It's probably all over the world. Yeah, okay. Well, what do you do when you don't have any money? So you have to be, yeah, spaghetti is a little bit boring, but funny, yeah. No, what I did was you have to be creative. So I knew this one guy, he has a new apartment, so I painted a picture for him, like a painting. Another guy, he said he has a big party, like 50 people are coming, what shall I do for cooking? And I offered myself, you know what? You don't get a birthday present from me, I will give myself as your private party cook, because I also have a cooking education, so I did that a lot of times. Cooking is great. And I want to motivate you, maybe try it out. The next time that a friend of you has a birthday, just give him your time as a present. Like give him some of your time as a present. And you will find out he will be so much more happier than when you give him just a bottle of wine or whatever, or just a card. And that's what I found out by giving this as a gift, like my time. They always get a voucher, like you get 5 hours of my time for whatever you want to do with me. Yeah, it can backfire, but Yeah, as I said, you have to be conscious and also curious, like conscious about what you spend your money for, and also curious in new things, because you think this product, you need it, but it's not true. So you have to try out something new. And that's also the child inside me that always wants to try something new. And for example, I got a new apartment in Klagenfurt and I wanted to have like really good sound speakers. I love good music. And I couldn't afford like the good speakers, and I didn't want to have the bad ones. So I decided to build them on my own. I got a do-it-yourself kit, and I bought the wood. I made my own design for the speakers, because it's kind of boring to just take the design from the manual. And it took me 7 months to build the speakers. I had no clue about electronics. I had no clue about painting, about what kind of wood I had to use. But I asked, and asking your friends is helping so much, because you get so much back by just asking. And that's what I learned from Katzi, by the way. Whatever you need, just ask, and you will be really surprised what you get back. Yeah, and a friend of mine, he is a sound expert. He listened to my speakers when they were ready, and he was like, oh my God, how did you do that? I want to buy it from you. And he offered like 5 times the price I paid for the materials, and he really wanted to have it. And at that time, I needed the money really badly, but I didn't give it to him, because that was kind of my baby, and that was such a high value for me. And so I want to tell you, try unconventional things. Maybe you're really good in it. You never know. So when you think, maybe I never cooked, that will be so difficult, just try it. Maybe you're really good in it. You never know. And the second thing was, when I got this apartment, it was quite expensive, but I still took it, because I said to myself, I need a motivation right now to earn some money, because all my friends are earning money. I'm the only one not. So I take an apartment, and the rent was really high, and I used it as a motivation to earn money. And the consequence was that I didn't have any money left for my furniture. So what should I do? I had some cardboard boxes standing around in my apartment, and I started building cardboard furniture. And there's one seat. I didn't build it on my own, but that's one part I will show it in a while. Yeah, Nikki, do you want to show it up? Yeah, and a lot of friends, yeah, thank you. They liked it really a lot. And I won a prize for it, and an idea competition too. What a model. Yeah, and then I started my startup. So why not? Why not try something new? And I studied business, like business relationships, international business relationships. But why not design furniture? Can't be that hard. And that's what I did. I designed a couple of furnitures, like cardboard, side tables. And the thing was, I thought that to be successful, I have to have a wide range of different kinds of furnitures. So what I did was I just asked different designers and architects, do you have any designs for cardboard furniture? And I found one guy from Germany, and he designed this chair, because designing a chair is really hard. And I just called him and I told him, you know what? That's genius. I want to sell it for you. And that's what I'm doing right now. And we started sales 2 weeks ago. Right now we're on Amazon. The name of my startup is The Thinking, like thinking of alternative ways to do something. And at the same time, the Thin King, because cardboard is so thin and you can build a whole kingdom out of cardboard. And so my message at the end would be, changing the world is easier than you think. All you need is small steps. You just have to dare, you have to do, and on your way you have to ask some people for help. So thank you very much.